What's up, everybody? So today's video is on Jacob Rees-Mogg, the Commons leader. So Jacob has been speaking at the Conservative Party conference at Manchester and in various receptions, and he's made a few points I would like to go through. So we start with him speaking about John Bercow, and he says, "As a parliamentarian, I have been in many ways and remain a great of the Speaker. He has helped MPs hold the government to account and seek redress of grievance. But in my view, he has now flown too close to the sun, and I hope that as he comes to his retirement, he will not allow the good he has done in his earlier years to be forgotten. But his recent mistakes have, to my deepest regret, as leader of the House of Commons, damaged the standing of the House in the eyes of the British public to the lowest point in modern history." So, what role has Bercow played in the loss of confidence in the House, if you believe in fact there is a loss of confidence in the House? On the Parliament website, when we look at the office and role of the Speaker, we can read, "The Speaker of the House of Commons chairs debates in the Commons chamber. The holder of this office is an MP who has been elected by the Speaker to be the Speaker by other members of Parliament. During debates, they keep order and call MPs to speak. The Speaker is the chief officer and highest authority of the House of Commons and must remain politically impartial at all times." Pardon me. In this alone, Bercow has failed, even going as far as putting a bumper sticker on his car saying Horlicks to breakfast, Brexit, if you like, but it wasn't Horlicks. You know what it is. It's what the Lib Dems used anyway. The scenes we've seen in Parliament in the past few weeks have been a good example of how the Speaker should not behave. He has nailed his opinion to the mast, and it's clearly pro-Remain. Well, that doesn't sound very impartial to me. What do you think? If you want, leave a comment below. Okay, Jacob Rees-Mogg again, talking about a government of national unity, which we may see this week. He says, "It is not unity at all. It is a Remainer coup, isn't it? And the comeuppance they will get if they defy the electorate will come in the ballot box when we come to a general election. So fear nothing that they do. Fear nothing of their schemes and strategies, because ultimately we will have a general election, and parties that deny democracy get into trouble when people have the chance to vote." A Remainer coup indeed, he says. Well, it's been claimed that proroguing the Parliament was a coup. You must have seen those placards with these protests. But by its very definition, that cannot be the case. If you look at a definition, a coup is a sudden, legal, often violent taking of government power, especially by part of an army. So, what we may see this week, would this be a coup? Well, it wouldn't be violent or illegal, we would hope, and so it wouldn't fit the description either. What Jacob Rees-Mogg is clearly doing here is turning the ridiculous wording used against the government against the Remainers who used it. And in doing so, I think he's being rather grandiose in his speech. This, particularly in the current climate, may not be the most uniting language, but it is understandable with the behaviour of the Remainer MPs. He's obviously frustrated, and that's what's coming out here. Okay, again, Jacob Rees-Mogg talks about the House of Lords. He says, "The House of Lords, entirely unaccountable to anybody, has set its face against the British people. If the House of Lords exists for anything, and that's a debatable point, it exists to ensure that law is made in an organised, structured manner with delay between its stages. For the House of Lords to rush through all its stages in 24 to 48 hours hits at the heart of the purpose of the House of Lords, a second chamber which I have always been in favour of because of its ability to be deliberative. When, because they hate Brexit, they abandon the principles of their existence, you see that reform becomes necessary for their lordship's house. it cannot carry on setting its face against the British people. So it is that Jacob Rees-Mogg's father was a member of the House of Lords. But the point here is that the concern that in order to pass the Surrender Act, the Lords rushed through their processes. As part of this farcical charade we saw in the ratification of this bill, the Lords did not give an in-depth consideration to the bill. This, particularly showing their Remainer sentiment, was an affront to our system. So, does this speech, though, mean that the government are going to be abolishing the House of Lords, as some commentators in the news have been suggesting? Well, I don't think so, and I think that Jacob Rees-Mogg is being rather bombastic in his speech again here. I did want to leave you with one more quote. We'll call it the quote of the day, which was absolutely brilliant. He said, like Gulliver, tied down at Lilliput, we are tied down by a ragtag motley collection of feeble, fickle, footling politicians, all in desperate pursuit of a single ignoble aim, to renege on the solemn promise they made to the British people and try to cancel the largest single democratic mandate in our history. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe if you appreciate what we do.